Have you ever lost a match you should have won? It probably wasn't your technique, it was your tactics. Let's fix the most common mistakes players make when playing a match.
Hey, what you need, man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey, we about it, get the cream, why you slacking? Why you talking all the top, boy, you playing? What you need, hey, yeah, I got it, with the team, we about it, wow. Get the cream, why you slacking?
The interesting thing about these common mistakes is that they can even happen at the highest level of the game. So the important thing when playing a match is to not forget that you have to use tactics and you have to use your best abilities in order to beat the opponent and to bring your best level on the court. But sometimes we have stress, the wind, maybe bad referee calls, things take us out of it and we're not staying calm and collected in order to play the right thing. So the first big common mistake is that people are not changing their tactics. It could be maybe because of a lack of skill, then that's another thing. But if you have different tactics available to you, but you're doing the same thing over and over again, then that's just really not a clever way to play the match. I'll give you a great example from this year. Even Novak Djokovic sometimes cannot get through opponents with his normal tactics, which would be, I guess, to play from the baseline, right? So when he was playing Zverev in the French Open, he really felt like, and he even said it in an interview, that he was not getting through him from the baseline. So what did he do? If you saw the match, you know, he hit a ton of drop shots and he played a ton of serve and volley, even on a night match at the French Open on clay, where it's quite slow. And that's how he kind of was able to beat Zverev, who was dominating from the baseline. And the common mistake that the normal players do is they have a certain tactic, let's say attacking the backhand of the opponent. But on that day, the opponent has an amazing backhand, but they get stubborn and they still play the same thing over and over again, and then it's too late at some point. You're down a set, you're down a break in the second, match is already over. At the top of the game, people adapt tactics really quick, even in the beginning of sets, even during games, they have a good feel. So develop that feel in order to become a better player. The next common mistake is panicking under pressure. Oftentimes, when you're facing a break point, you see it on the amateur level that people make a double fault or they go for a huge shot, or they think, especially in junior tennis, now you have to play something special. On the break points, you should play the thing that's easiest to you and your biggest strength. So the common mistake here is that, I'll give you an example. It's a second serve at 30-40, and instead of hitting a kick serve maybe wide on clay or something to the body, you're like, my opponent is so strong, I'm so stressed. You don't see clearly and you're gonna go for the big ace on the tee with a first serve as a second serve. This is a clear mental checkout. Another one would be you play from the baseline, you're constructing the point, and your opponent just hit a good shot. After 4 shots, you were previously on the offense and you think you have to now pull the trigger and you try to hit a forehand winner on the back foot. Whenever you're under pressure, you should not panic. You should stay calm and even in your head think about the shot sequence that you're gonna do, and you gotta play percentage tennis. This is what the best players do, and then the not so good players, they panic, they play low percentage shots, and that's why they lose the crucial points. There is no magic, there's no you're clutch and you're born with it to win the close points. It is really just mathematical, playing what works and staying cool, calm and collected. Another common mistake is actually happening way before you step on the court. It is the wrong preparation for the match. So whether you're a recreational player or a pro player, you have to take some time to prepare yourself for the match. That has different levels to it, but I'll just give you a basic explanation. The worst thing you can do is you go to a tournament, you just have one racket because the other racket, the string broke, you have no towel, you have no water, and you step on the court and you're not really ready. Maybe you don't even have the proper shoes with you. This would be the worst of the worst example. One higher level example would be you have everything ready, but you're sweating a lot today and you don't have a new grip, or you don't have a hat when it's very sunny. So if you want to be a better tennis player, you should think about in your head, what are all the scenarios that could go wrong regarding my preparation? I also have a video on how to pack your bag. We're gonna link that. And having a good preparation, planning out the day, maybe a few days before, prevents panic. I've learned that from Michael Barra. Preparation prevents panic. And I've said in the other point, if you panic under pressure, you play worse. So lower your baseline level of panic by having a good bag, having a good preparation, a good tennis bag, I mean, and packed with the right things, and then you're gonna be much more successful on the tennis court. The next common mistake is not playing the score. So a lot of players are so caught up with, oh, I have to catch my breath from the last point, or oh, my serve is not coming, that they forget that sometimes you have to also play the score. If you're up 5-0 in the set and you have an opponent that likes to play long rallies, I would go for every shot that you can, because you're up in the set, there's nothing to lose. Even if you get a break, it's maybe 5-1 or 5-2, you can still go back to playing normal after. But if you play with him and maybe you play long rallies, but you win the set 6-1 or 6-0, but then you have a fresh player in the rhythm for the second set, you've done yourself more harm than good. So you really have to think like a chess player almost. You have to sometimes bait the opponent, you have to play shorter points, longer points. Another option would be you're up 5-0. You can tire the opponent, you can hit a lot of drop shots, break their rhythm. There's a lot of concepts, and I want to invite you to start thinking about them. We can make a separate video getting more in detail about how to play the score. But this is really something that I rarely see with the best, that we see that the best players do well and the amateur players not so good. I'll leave you a final one. So let's say you're up 40-0 in the service game. You've just missed your first serve. It is not wrong to now go for another big serve, because you can finish the point easy. Okay, if you miss it, it's going to be a double fault, but hey, it's 40-0. And if you go for it and you've just hit an ace with the second serve at 40-0, you're completely going to crush your opponent. And the lower you go in the tennis level, and maybe even at the beginner pro level, the more you can hurt your opponent with doing that, because he or she is not aware of that. On the top level, a lot of these things are happening. People are aware of almost everything, and then they kind of can deal with it maybe a bit better. But if you go to your local tournament and you hit a big serve at 40-0, you're gonna also make the other person emotional. And if they get more emotional, it's gonna lower their level. So a lot of concepts, and please avoid the common mistake of not being aware of the score and playing accordingly. All right, guys, we've covered a lot of information without you having to improve any of your shots in order to become a better tennis player. And I hear this so often from people that come up to me, from people in my mentoring, that they're so upset that they have good shots, but they feel like they're losing the match and they don't really know how. So there's a lot of secrets that I've just uncovered for you, and ponder on them, think about them. And I hope that you haven't heard of them yet, so you can really maximize this part of the game, because tennis is a lot also happening in the mind. So especially when two players are on the same level, then the one player that has a better, cleverer approach to the game is going to win, and could even win clearly. So please don't forget to improve this part of your game. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell so you don't miss the new videos. Also leave a comment if you liked the video, and we're gonna see you in the next one.